هو الذي أنزل السكينة في قلوب المؤمنين ليزدادوا إيمانا مع إيمانهم ولله جنود السماوات والأرض وكان الله عليما حكيما.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأصلي وأسلم على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهديه واستنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to a new episode dealing with the purity and the health of our hearts combined in the hadith or mentioned in the hadiths of the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. The hadith we are to discuss today is well known to the vast majority of us. Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, said, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, do not laugh too much. Do not laugh too much, for excessive laughter deadens the heart. It kills the heart. It renders the heart to be dead. Laughter is when you have a cheering and smiling face and the teeth usually appear out of joy. If it is accompanied by a sound, that would be giggling, a sound that can be heard from a distance. And if it's soundless, then this is smiling. And the Prophet ﷺ, as Abdullah ibn al-Harith, may Allah be pleased with him, said, the Prophet ﷺ used to smile. I've never seen anyone smile more than the Prophet ﷺ. Which means that what a lot of the Muslims do today of having a frowning face and a serious look on their faces when you meet them is not from the Sunnah. Regardless of their titles, of their position in da'wah, when they claim to be scholars, and we've seen many of them, their character is awful, unfortunately, which means that the knowledge they have is not genuine. It does not, or it did not reflect on their souls, because this is the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Abdullah ibn al-Harith says, I've not seen anyone more smiling than the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Jarir ibn Abdullah al-Bajali, may Allah be pleased with him, he said, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam did not block me from entering and seeing him since I accepted Islam, and I've never seen him without him smiling in my face. So if I go to a scholar, a Muslim da'i, someone of knowledge, and I say, Assalamu alaikum, and he's meeting me with a frowning face, he's not a proper Muslim. There's something wrong in him. And his knowledge is not genuine, because he has to be having at least a smiling face, because this is what the Prophet said alayhi salatu wasalam. Smiling in the face of your brother is charity. This is an encouragement from the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So the Prophet, if you collect all the hadiths describing him, they would indicate that he used to often smile. And sometimes he would laugh, but without giggling and making a sound like so many of us may do. It shows that this is a sign of the purity of the heart when a person is smiling all the time, that he is peaceful, that he is easygoing. Unlike when people laugh excessively. This shows that the heart is heedless and that it is hard. So the heart is hard and stiff because excessive laughter means that there are no reminders of the day of judgment, of being accountable, of remembering Allah Azza wa Jal and making dhikr. The heart is not susceptible for such dhikr because dhikr is the life of our hearts. And this is what the whole program is about. How to revive our hearts, how to sustain the livelihood of our hearts and make it soft and make it filled with life. Scholars say that the life of the hearts, the glowing of the hearts, is the essence of everything that is good. However, the death of the hearts, the darkness of the hearts is the essence of all evil. When the heart is alive, that is its strength, its ability to see, its ability to hear, its ability to visualize things and to process information and to see things for what they really are. This means that, the hadith means that hearts have a life, and as well hearts have death. So the life of the hearts is to continuously obey Allah Azza wa Jal, to hasten to do what Allah loves, to be filled with the Quran, with the dhikr, with the need and intention to do good things to others. It's filled with peace and love. While the death of the heart is when it responds to other than Allah, when it follows its whims and desires, when it obeys shaitan. And the more the sins overlap and overwhelm these hearts, the more sick it becomes. And the sicker the heart is, the sicker the bodies are, without any doubt. Al-Imam al-Tibi, may Allah have mercy on his soul, says, excessive laughter inherits the hardness and the stiffness of the heart, and that would lead to being heedless and oblivious. This is the death of the heart, that is, being oblivious and heedless. Al-Imam al-Qari, may Allah have mercy on his soul, says, when the heart is alive, it dies with excessive laughter. What if it's already dead? Al-Imam al-Qari says, it becomes more black. Al-Imam al-Sindi says, the death of the heart makes it stiff and hard, so that it would not benefit from any reminders, like a dead person would not benefit by anything we say to them. This is why when a person's heart is sealed, he does not see right to be right and wrong to be wrong. Things are flipped. Things are perceived in the other form or way. This is why when people are all going to the masjid after the iqamah has been called, and while they're going all to the masjid, you find people going to the opposite direction and looking into your face as if, why are you looking at me? And you're looking at them shocked. You hear the call for prayer. Why aren't you praying? The guy doesn't see anything wrong in what he's doing. When you see a man, well-dressed, looks important, and looks like he comes from a good family and has a good position, and he's wealthy and he has a fancy car, and he looks to be well educated, but walking next to him or sitting next to him is a wife or a daughter, not abiding by the hijab, wearing her full makeup, laughing loudly, have no shame, no shyness or bashfulness. And he's proud of her, going everywhere. This is a sign that his heart is dead. When you enter people's homes and they allow you into their guest rooms and you see all the portraits of their daughters and wives, no shame. Akhi, where is the hijab? Where is the niqab? Where is the jealousy? No, this is way gone. You guys come from the Stone Ages. No, we come from the Quran and from the Sunnah. We follow the Sharia, but you have a dead heart. May Allah preserve us and protect us. Why does the heart die out of excessive laughter? Because when you laugh a lot and you overdo it, the heart becomes stiff and almost becomes sealed. So whenever it hears the verses of the Quran or the remembrance of Allah, it does not react. I was talking to a brother the other day, and I was telling him to make amends with his father and try to go and seek his forgiveness because he said something that was disrespectful and he was undutiful to him. So I said, go to him and expect him not to forgive you from the first time. Fall down on your knees and kiss his feet, kiss his hand, ask him for forgiveness, weep and cry. He said, Sheikh, I've never shed a tear in like 10 years. What do you mean by cry and weep? He said, Subhanallah, hearts that are made of stone only does not weep. Yours might be one of them and you have to revive your heart. Why do hearts die of excessive laughter? Because they become heedless, oblivious, neglectful. And that's why they're unable to react to anything that draws them closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. And because excessive laughter leads to haram directly or indirectly. Because you just want to laugh. Even if that was on the account of making fun of Islam, making fun of your parents, making fun of others. I am shocked why people pay stand-up comedians money so that they would make fun of their ethnicities and their religion, and they would make fun of their countries, and sometimes they make fun of themselves. And we just pay money to laugh. These are clowns. Yes, sometimes some of them may have a moral story or point. Some of them may have a punchline that is political or may help people, but the essence of the whole thing is that what they're doing is haram. Their earning is haram. And they have to cross the line to do these haram things. Didn't the Prophet say, alayhi salatu wasalam, وَيْلٌ لِلَّذِي يُحَدِّثُ النَّاسَ فَيَكْذِبْ لِيُضْحِكَ بِهِ الْقَوْمِ وَيْلٌ لَهُ ثُمَّ وَيْلٌ لَهُ. Woe! And this is a word of threat and warning. Woe to those who speak to people and lie to make them laugh. Woe to them, woe to them. And these stand-up comedians usually are the most depressed people, as psychiatrists say. They want to make people laugh, and the people do laugh, but they themselves are messed up. So many of them overdose. So many of them commit suicide. And we are shocked. Why? They were filling the whole world with laughter and fun. But deep down, their hearts are dead. And Sharia came with so many commands and instructions to live a serious life and to engage in what reminds you of the hereafter, and to reduce the amount of laughter, joking, and fun. Is this the norm? The answer is everything has to be put in perspective. That's why the scholars identify wisdom. What is wisdom? What is hikmah? They say to put the right thing in the right place. So definitely being serious and stiff is not something that Sharia recommends 24/7. Like Umar says, may Allah be pleased with him, I like to see an individual, a man, a real serious man, but when he enters his home, I'd like to see him like a young boy with his family. So he jokes with his wife, with his kids. There is fun, there is humor. But when he's out with the boys, with the guys in the masjid, he's serious. The more you lower your guard and start to make fun and start to make jokes, people look down at you. They don't take you seriously. Sharia tells you, be serious. Mother Aisha says, may Allah be pleased with her, in the hadith of the eclipse of the sun, that the Prophet ﷺ addressed the Muslims and said, O nation of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, if you were to know what I know, you would have laughed little and wept and cried a lot. And Anas, may Allah be pleased with him, said that the Prophet ﷺ once passed by a group of people laughing their heads off and joking. So they were loud in their laughter. So the Prophet said to them, ﷺ, remember often the destroyer of pleasures. And who is the destroyer of pleasures? It's death. When you remember that you and I are gonna die soon, you don't have time to laugh a lot. But again, this is not something that is a trend that we have to do 24/7. There are times where you can joke. The Prophet used to joke and humor his companions, but he would never say anything that was a lie. And this was not the trend. This was not all the time, but it was every now and then. With the wife, with the children, with your kids, when you're home, yes, lower your guard and you can joke and play with them, but remember, do not excessively laugh. Smiling, like the Prophet did, ﷺ, is the best thing to do. Laughing every now and then is permissible, but it is not a way of life that you keep on just trolling people or making fun of people or roasting people all the time and making fun and laughing all the time. This lowers your bar and your dignity and would make people disrespect you. We have a short break. Stay tuned, and inshallah, we'll be right back.